Brandon Morse is a brand risk on Rumble and the Daily Mojo.
Are you into toe fungus?
Am I into toe fungus?
Right. Do you think toe fungus is kind of sexy?
Well, you know what? I can honestly say that I've never had to encounter it.
All right, so
maybe I shouldn't.
We're gonna say
maybe
no.
I shouldn't knock it if I haven't tried it. You know,
That's also
if
a
I'm
good
being
point.
completely objective and fair. Where is your face?
Never. Everybody gets all freaked out. Hang on a minute.
I know, dude. That's what
you didn't see. You didn't see the Halloween, which is a day. I don't know if you knew this or not, but people all dressed up for Halloween. And damn it, I can't. I hate this Twitter thing because it's stuck down in the corner, and you can't see it for whatever damn reason. But anyway, I was a lizard person for Halloween, and I don't have an image of it anymore. Sorry that I could.
Chat could see it, but if anyone's listening, they can't. But this was
Oh, look at that.
Oh, what?
Come on. There we go.
Is it a tiger? Oh, okay. Now he looked like a blurry, like a jelly bean.
He was Sully from Monsters
Smurf?
Inc.
Oh, he looks like a Smurf.
Okay. Beth just sent me the picture.
There you go.
So this was you.
Yes, that one.
Whenever
Yes,
it decides to
that's
focus.
Right. Yep. That was
There
me.
we go.
I actually, nobody can say I never wore a tie.
How long did that take you? Were you
I
a
had
DC politician?
That's what the rumor is, that DC is, of course, run by lizard people in human suits. Prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, it's possible.
I can't.
And
Excuse me.
wasn't that good? And I was going to say, at least you didn't dress Dev up as Zelensky, as Anthony Blinken did.
Oh,
You tell me you saw that.
no.
You did. You didn't
That was
see
when
Anthony Blinken's kids?
that was when Biden was handing out candied cigarettes to all the kids, and Blinken brought his daughter and his son by. His son was Zelensky, and his daughter was just wearing a whole bunch of Ukraine colors.
Yeah,
I did not
She was
see
wearing
that.
Yeah.
Where do you spend your time? I mean, seriously.
I have a small child that
There you
demands
go.
my attention.
That answers the question.
Yeah.
So okay, all right.
I get a few select hours to focus on politics, and then the rest of it to live in blissful unawareness of what's happening in DC. Which has decreased weirdly my stress quite a bit. So,
the social worker in Ohio.
what does your inner monologue sound like, Mickey Mouse?
I don't know, but every now and then
do you
it
have
pops
Mickey
out.
Mouse talking to you in your brain?
It's possible. I can't deny it. Did
Brad, make a finish.
Did you see the story about the social worker in Ohio, the Peyton Shires chick who was boffing the 13-year-old and got
a social
caught,
worker
and then,
who was getting busy with a 13-year-old.
I cannot believe you didn't see
I am
that.
not surprised. I'm not the least bit
here's
surprised.
the weirdest part about it is the fact that she is smoking hot, and we can't figure out why she did
It's
it, because
always
she's
the same story. Every
this
time.
is even weirder. This is even weirder.
It gets
because
weirder?
she's 24. It's weirder. You tell me I'm wrong. She's 24. She's accused of having sex with a 13-year-old boy she was counseling. She was wedding planning with her fiance. They had just purchased a house and had just had a baby. There is her and her fiance. All right.
What the
Decent
hell?
looking dude. She's smoking hot. She's even smoking hot in the picture with no makeup.
Is that her
tell
baby?
me- Yes. And she doesn't have the crazy eyes. This is like a glitch in the Matrix. I'm having a real problem with this because there are no crazy eyes right there. I'm sorry. They're just not there.
Brad, why does this happen so often? Why do women
I don't know.
keep having sex with minors?
I haven't seen him, and we probably never will. But I'm gonna guess that. Oh, here, take a look at this one. This is another photo before her world fell apart. Even
this is a decent looking dude too. He looks like he could have been like a Tom Cruise stand-in, like a stunt double.
I know. None of this makes any sense. And
it never
then
makes
she
any
goes
sense,
over.
but it's always the same exact story. It's like, okay, this girl, relatively good looking, is invited to be around a lot of children because women are trusted around children, and they just end up doing the no pants dance.
If you're the fiance, do you now have an inferiority complex?
Oh, I think that he's out of there.
If I were to sit down and talk to this guy, I bet that we would actually get an entire dose of like, hey, you know what? Now that I can say this, my wife is bat crap crazy. Some of the things that she's done and said to me are just out of this world weird, and I just chalked it up to her being a woman because women are that way. They're all weird. They're all crazy. We all know that.
Right. They're all, yes, I know.
Except for the ones in the chat, which are intelligent.
No,
beautiful.
they're crazy. No, they're crazy as hell too. And it's okay. They know.
I didn't say
At least
that.
they know. It's okay. Cause I'm a psycho bitch,
that.
But at
Brandon
least I know it.
Risk. You can watch my show instead.
At least I know it. And here is the even better part. And I'll bet you've never seen this, or maybe you have. And Ron, I know you've never seen it, but Sean Chastain over at WBAP, the producer over there, he turned me onto this South Park episode, or this South Park segment. Nice. Have you seen this one? It's called
Miss Teacher. Of course I've seen it. It's South Park. I've seen every episode ever, and I've seen that one like 10 times.
Oh, hey, sorry, it's me. I was just out here mowing the lawn when YouTube called and said you can't show the South Park segment, Miss Teacher Bangs a Boy, in your little video here. So anyway, I'm filling up the space right now with that little piece of another person's show. And then when we cut back, you'll see Brandon and me laughing like stupid fifth graders, because that's what we are. But it was really worth it. And I recommend you watch that South Park episode because it nails it. Oh, getting the time in 3, 2. To me,
South Park is so genius. They're so genius.
I'm funny because for a person, I do love the South Park. I don't watch it and didn't ever watch it regularly, but every time I see an episode, I like it.
It is honestly the most intelligent show on TV.
Really,
I'm not kidding. Once you get past the
guys.
fart jokes and the crude humor, it honest to God is probably one of the most truthful and intelligent shows you will see on television today. It's kind of crazy. The whole entire thing is slaughtering sacred cows, which is healthy for society because once you get a sacred cow, it's something you can't make fun of, and it grows in power in our society to a point where it has dictatorial power over the minds of the people. Like transgenderism is a really good example of this. If we had all just made fun of transgenderism and not given it too much of a mind back in the day, and we were making jokes about it, it wouldn't be as powerful as it is right now. So that's what South Park does, and that's why I love South Park, man. They just anything that takes itself too seriously, they just destroy it.
As well as you brought up, they should, because we are living through the dystopian society as a result of people being politically correct and giving out freaking participation trophies in the 90s. This is here we are. We've made it this far, and I don't know what the hell gets us out of it, because good grief.
Political correctness is so bad for a society. It's kind of because it's self-censorship. Right. It's self-censorship is what it is. You can't speak the truth because you're afraid you're going to piss somebody off. My philosophy is like, okay, piss somebody off. Like, what does it matter? Who cares?
We're only pissing off the stupid people, if you think about it.
It's
only the stupid ones that we're pissing off, right?
That is absolutely true, Brad. That is absolutely true. Piss off stupid
only
people.
The stupid
it's
ones.
A fun pastime.
I think so. Hashtag piss off stupid people.
Yeah.
And hashtag stupid people shouldn't be able to run a country.
Right. And also don't have sex with minors. Just throwing that one
That's
out
a good
there.
one too.
Like that's
a
important.
good one
You should
too.
add that to that context.
Yes, we should. That was, that was such. But I'm sorry. You look at that story of her, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Can I just say,
I've left out the best part. Hang on. Yes, you can. But after she got caught, after the kid's mom called the cops because there were videos of them doing each other on his phone.
Shut up.
Oh, I know. It's like, duh. And then after the cops get called, Hot Babe goes to mother's house, with a gun, threatens to kill her and herself. Because she knows her life at that point is, over. So
it kind of sounds almost like she wanted to self-destruct a little bit. Like maybe she felt like she was too deep into a life that she didn't want. I don't know.
There, yeah.
Who knows? But I will say this. I used to cover these stories, and then I stopped. You know why? Because they became so common. These exact kinds of stories. Hot girl, her hot woman sleeps with minor. And it's not sleeps with minor. Let's call it what this is: rape. It's rape. And
legally it is.
Huh?
Legally it is.
Legally it is.
Legally it is. Having been a teenage boy once, and it doesn't feel that way. I'll just say it. When you're a teenage boy, does not feel that.
For sure. This is every boy's dream, right? But I mean, it doesn't just because a kid wants like an alcoholic drink or a tattoo doesn't mean that you give it to him, right? Just because a kid wants to smoke cigarettes or try marijuana, you don't give it to him.
Wait a second. When did those rules start? Damn it.
Back in the 90s when political correctness hit.
I need to start changing some things in the... Okay. But no, you're right. I mean,
take some notes, Brad.
Son of a...
But yeah, no, it just goes to show. I mean, this is a very, very, very common problem. It is young women, and when I say young, I mean in their 20s and early 30s and stuff, sleeping with, middle school, high school age boys. And I mean, this kid is 13. He was literally... I mean, his favorite game is probably still hide and seek.
Well, no, hang on a second. I don't think so. I think what we would find if we found the third, which again, we probably never will, is that he doesn't look. I'd be shocked. I guess it's not outside of the realm of possibilities that he does. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Beaver Cleaver. He's just, for those of you under 100, that was a TV show a long time ago. Wonder Years, Fred Savage. Oh my gosh, he's Fred Savage when he was little. But I'm going to guess he doesn't look 13. I'm going to guess he's like, so many times we see these Utes today and you go, what, they're 14 and they look like they're 25.
I think that's true for some of them. But I mean, the vast majority that I've seen, you can tell that they just got out of their babyhood, you can tell. And it's not, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I don't know. I can see a baby when I see one, but it's not a mystery how old these kids are. Now, some of the girls out there will start to make themselves look way older than they are.
No, I'm not saying she didn't know. She knew how old he was.
Themselves off as 21.
Right. I'm just saying I don't think he probably looked 13, but I'm not excusing her behavior in any way. What I'm saying is I'll bet you, if you didn't know, and again, I could be wrong, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he probably doesn't look that old, but I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm just a guy sitting in a room somewhere with no pants on.
Talking about a story about a woman sleeping.
Talking about a hot chick raping a 13-year-old. Oh, by the way, 6% CC probably just said, stop the Brandon Morse and step slowly away from the pander stone. Was another.
I have to use it again to stop the racism.
Right.
That's such a good episode.
It really. We played that. We may just go all South Park clips all the time.
You know what? You could find a South Park clip for almost every situation in modern day. Do you know why? Because what South Park jokes about today becomes reality tomorrow. It's almost they have like some sort of vision into the future, and they're like, hey, wouldn't this be a wacky situation? Wouldn't this be an incredibly weird thing to happen in the future? You know, we're dramatizing this for the purposes of lampooning it. But man, wouldn't it be crazy if it does happen? And then like not 3, maybe 4 years later, the thing that South Park joked about happens.
Could it be that there's a faction of society, Brandon, that's going, all right, guys, here's the thing. We're going to follow everything that South Park says we should do.
They do that for
you
the
are
Simpsons
such a conspiracy
too. The Simpsons
theorist.
have accurately predicted the future a few times. Accurately. It's kind of weird and strange.
This South Park episode was 8 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't that in the
but that was
days?
also during a time when this was happening. I mean, it just goes to show you, they made that episode as in a reaction to a wave of teachers who had been caught sleeping with their students. And it has not stopped since. I mean, like you can go on Daily Mail reports about it a lot. New York Post reports about it a lot. But almost at least twice a month, you will see a story pop up about how this gorgeous looking teacher or some person who is taking care of minors or something like that has ruined her entire life because she decided to sleep with her. I want to get into the psychological reasoning behind why a woman would want to sleep with a very, very, very young boy. It does not make any sense to me.
Especially the risk that they're taking, but that may be, some people get off on the adrenaline rush of doing it, on a staircase in City Hall.
Did you know?
It's the adrenaline rush.
For sure. But did you know that, like, when it comes to serial killer women, you know who serial killer women kill? Children. That's who they kill. Serial killer men tend to kill women. Serial killer women tend to kill children. So
are you saying that serial killer men are heroes?
Power dynamic, huh?
Are you saying serial killer men are heroes for killing off the women who are killing the kids?
I'm just saying that maybe every woman who dies, saves one child, and if one child can be saved,
it takes a village. It takes a village.
And canceled.
Wow. I dare the stupid people to cancel you. I dare them because I don't think they'll even try. Media Matters. I don't think they'll try at all because they're stupid people. I think it's a power
dynamic thing. Like men, they typically rape women. Women apparently like to rape children.
Well, I'm gonna quote you on that one. Although it's tougher for a dude to rape a dude, you got to admit. I mean, you'd have to overpower. Sure. It's easier for a man to overpower a woman.
But there's a power dynamic thing there, I think. It's like it's
rape is not about
forcing
sex.
of power over someone and having control over someone, right?
Right.
That's what it seems like to me. And I kind of wonder if this woman, and a lot of these women feel like they have somewhat lost control. And so they're looking to get it back any way they can. And so they go into this idea that they can enact control over these young men, very young men. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just throwing out ideas here.
I'm just thinking with the lizard brain, thinking they ain't getting something somewhere else, and they're thinking that they're going to get it here, and that's beats me.
Maybe it's that simple.
I can't imagine throwing. I mean, that's just crazy. Mm-hmm. Especially taking video evidence of. I mean, that shows a lack of judgment. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but that is a lack of judgment creating video evidence.
See, that just tells me she wanted to self-destruct. She wanted something to get left behind that could be found.
Unless he did it surreptitiously.
Oh, well, maybe. I
mean, that's a possibility too. So, because her response again, with the gun going over there and doing. So I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. All we're looking at is the face of this thing, which,
well, people who commit suicide by jumping off of bridges often have broken arms because they immediately want to stop at the last second. Maybe she wanted to get caught. She was like, oh, I'm going to self-destruct. I'm going to do all this stuff. And then finally, when it came time to pay the piper for her sins, and the evidence came forward, she was like, oh, no, not me.
You little factoid dropper. How long you been holding on to that one?
What do you mean?
The people who commit suicide have broken arms because As soon as you said it, I thought, that makes perfect sense. No, I've never heard that before until just now, and it's an obvious factoid that you've been storing away in your brain, waiting to drop it on.
Oh, I've got a million of those that I could not tell you right now until like the situation comes forward, and then suddenly my brain will serve it to me and be like, hey, throw this thing out.
Right? Ron does that all the time, but it's usually like a dead fish.
A dead fish?
I mean, he tries.
No, I throw it out there probably at the inopportune or inappropriate time. That's what he's saying.
Right. And it smells like asparagus.
Yes.
Usually.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Gosh, I hate that we're out of time, but it's been a fascinating discussion. So why should people, I mean, you're a psychologist right now. You are gazing deep into the minds of each person listening, and you need to tell them why they need to be involved with Brandon Morse is a brand risk on the Rumble.
You shouldn't be. Do not come watch my show. It is chaotic. Did you think that this was okay at all, what we just discussed here? Sloppy. And everything? No, don't come to my show then, because then it just gets nasty, okay? Stay away from Brandon Morse is a brand risk here on Rumble. Don't go to that. Don't follow it. Don't see me Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 CST. Okay? Don't do that.
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.